Okay, so summary for Professor Evil and the something something time zone, danger zone. I don't know. Anyway,
Away.
anyway, so well, let's start out on a positive note. I absolutely adore the aesthetic of this game. The
Yes.
art, the graphic design, the pieces. It's all bright and cheery and suitable to the theme, you know, where, I mean, we're, Bandito stealing sometimes made up artifacts, from some crazy guy who for some reason doesn't store them in his vault in the first place. It's all ridiculous and lighthearted and goofy, and the graphic design, the art, I mean, it all fits. It's bright and cheery and interesting, fun to look at,
But still dark and steampunk.
fun to fiddle with. I mean, it's very, very appropriate. The art and the theme match each other perfectly. I mean,
They do.
nothing really to improve on there. I love how all the room cards actually include a map with an arrow where it is. So if you
Right.
don't happen to remember which room is the cellar, it's like, oh, it's this one. Look at that. Super easy. I mean, wonderful graphic design. The production values are just terrific. And I mean, the whole game is like, what was it, like $38 or something we got it for?
Something like
Something
that.
like that. It's super cheap for these wonderful, wonderful components. And I mean, if you're not goofballs like us, if you actually want to know, the plot in actual detail, the rule book does lay it out quite nicely, and I'm sure it's all clear and consistent. We're just odd people.
We
that,
like making up our own stories.
that kind of, Cliff Notes version, Here it is. Basically everything about this game is absolutely wonderful, except one little tiny insignificant eensy-weensy thing, namely that the gameplay is awful. There's just no better way of putting it. It's just
Yeah.
not good.
Unless you like random.
It's a festival of random. It's Flux with more pieces. And, I mean, a lot of people love Flux, so by all means, if you enjoy a random, crazy, oh my gosh, look what happened kind of experience, check it out. You could do a heck of a lot worse. But for us, it felt like from turn to turn, our actions were largely irrelevant. That the game
Yep.
almost plays itself in a lot of ways. Half the time, an artifact pops out and all the switches are already flipped and it's one room away from you, and you walk over and you snag it and woohoo, and the game repeats like that until you win. Half the time, the professor is on some kind of crazy homing mission where no matter what you do, he marches to all the perfect places and shuts everything off and kicks everyone out of the building, and you're just screwed. And none of it feels like anything you really had any control over.
Right.
I mean, there's what's her name, Lady Random and stuff that can
Bradshaw.
mitigate some
Destiny
of the
Bradshaw.
that can mitigate some of this stuff and so on. But I mean,
Even then,
unless
she's
the
got.
game is the Destiny Bradshaw story, the fact that you're basically required to play with her if you want any real control over anything is bad design. It is. Just because there is an escape hatch to the huge critical problem doesn't mitigate the problem. It's still very much there. And it makes me so sad because, like I said, I love
Really want
everything
this.
else about it. I mean, it's all wonderful except that just the game is not good. For us. I mean, like I said, if you enjoy crazy random time, then here you go. It's cheap for what you get. I mean,
Yeah, good quality.
awesome. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
quality's great. I mean, nice, thick tiles and everything. Wonderful. But we played the game, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 times, bunch of times, and just been like, meh, no matter whether we won or lost or otherwise.
And player count does not seem to affect that at all.
Right. And, people have suggested playing it with kids, to which I say, that's not the lesson I want to teach my kids. I don't want my kids to think that what you do or don't do or how or when you do it has no merit and no bearing and meh, whatever, things will just happen. I kind of want the opposite. Like, say, Little Prince, Make Me a Planet, that we got recently, which is absolutely wonderful. Your destiny is entirely in your hands, but it's so
But
simple.
that's a review for another
Anyway,
time.
yeah, right. This isn't about Little Prince, which hopefully we'll do soon. You know,
Yep.
kids are dying to get into another video, so.
They are.
But yeah, no, just makes me sad. That's the short version. Wonderful, wonderful game, destroyed by not having much of a game there. But, you know, again, your mileage may vary, so just watch the gameplay segment and decide for yourself. You know, if you think it's the best thing ever, then awesome, cool, enjoy. But for us, it's a definite pass. Probably won't go on the trade list, though, just because I like looking at it so much.
Well, and it's
It
one of
looks
our
so cool.
vacation souvenirs.
That's true, yeah. Yep.
Critical.
Steckman failed to talk us out of getting this.
We're at battery
Sad.
critical, honey.
Sad. What? Oh, okay. Well, so until next time, get off your computer, play some more games.